Guys, it's been a while since last year. Actually, Happy New Year to everybody. Since I had this opportunity to come outside and have a stroll with the babies. As you can see, it's actually not that cold. The wind, there is a wind, but the wind is not that, it's not that, it's definitely not the north wind. But my cuties are here. Cute. It's always cute. They're already 1 year old, so yeah, that was a fun party, just family, social distancing and all that. Everybody's like hoping for a better year this year. I understand that there's something to look forward to, a new year, new perspective, new everything. It's good. It's a good vibe. School started and we had a few days of snow. Actually, they were born. When we were celebrating upstairs in the house, we could see the snowfall, and it was really fun because you don't really see snow where I am very often. Usually in February, from what I remember, but I guess sometimes in January too. I don't know. It's quite cold this year, I have to say. It's quite cold, so the kerosene heater works hard, and where we sleep the AC blows warm, sometimes all night, sometimes at night before we go to sleep, and then in the morning, towards the morning. Yeah, what I'm saying is it's cold. It's not like summer or something, but everywhere is just like gloom and quiet, and no people outside, and if people are outside, it's just covered up very well, because in the area I am in, it's a mountain area, so the winds are really nasty in the winter. It's really cold non-stop. So living in that Japanese traditional house where everything is wooden, paper and glass, you can imagine, it's just a joke. I mean, I guess it's a few degrees warmer than outside and blocks the wind to some extent, but even in the bathroom, when you go to take a shower or bath, you can feel the air coming through from the door. Your feet can feel it. It's nasty. The wind here is nasty. But anyway, so walk through this with me now. I will be asking a lot of questions, and please try to somehow put yourself into it, just so you can actually imagine what I'm talking about. I think I've been silent for quite a long time, and I'm not about to be anymore. It's been piling in me for years, and I think I'm gonna try to start unleashing it, because if I come to terms with myself and take it all out, either it's on social media or because lack of friends, and my sister's got a lot on her own plate, and she's listening enough to my crappy life here, trying to cheer me up as much as she can, including my parents too, but I think I've had enough. And so I think I'm gonna just start it up, okay? I don't know how long that video is gonna be and how many topics I would touch, but basically whatever comes first in my mind, not chronologically, I will just talk about, okay? But in a form of question, because it flows easier from my mind. I like the questions how and why a lot. Something that in Japan is a taboo almost. You don't ask why. I've asked lots of whys at my workplace as an English teacher, trust me, never got an answer to any of my whys. Just because the answer is always, that's how it is. That's how it goes. You don't question that. So with that said, I will start up. Now think about how many of you, how are you going to be okay with, let's see, how do I start this? How are you going to be okay with living with somebody who thinks he's almost perfect, trying his very best, the gambaru nature, right? And in recent times and seasons, buying his own Christmas presents, not just for Christmas, but before that and after that as well. And if I buy something for the kids from the same shop, we'll be like, you got money? Yeah. Let me back up a little bit. Right now I don't work. Very unfortunate to live in Japan without no work. Very unfortunate. You can be humiliated in levels beyond your comprehension. I promise you that. But when I did work, I covered usually the insurances and taxes and the car stuff. We have a car and a half. That's another story. A car and a half. We share one car with the in-laws, and the other one is ours. Well, nothing is mine, really, nothing is mine. So it belongs to the dear husband. I'm just gonna say that. Also, when I finished work, it was a time to build a new business for him. How many of you would be very embracing the idea, very appreciative and very accepting of the idea that you're expecting twins? For the first time in your life, you thought you got everything as knowledge about kids and you've got that under control, and then boom, you are gonna have twins, and your dear husband is going to have a new business at the same time. So you're gonna have twins, and your dear husband is gonna have a new baby business, right? And how are you gonna feel about the idea that if you are focused on that, what you're expecting, and he's focused on that, what he's expecting, you know, figuratively. How would you feel if you know that your last paycheck is the next month, because they pay you the next month for the previous month, and your dear husband is asking you for money for this, for money for that, for advertisement, for printing brochures, for this and for that, for many times, various things for. Some were returned, I have to say, some were returned, and I don't know how you guys manage your financial situation as homes. I believe it's supposed to be the two of you, right? You build a family, you have 3 kids and 2 to come. By that time, you should be okay, settled down, and outlined rules where you both are aware of the financial situation of the family, right? Yeah, no idea about anything. All I know is my paychecks were supposed to be savings, but that never really happened because I could save some up behind, but from from what I was given for groceries and the house stuff wasn't enough. So I always took from my account too. Plus the stuff that I already mentioned to you was covered. So I just basically didn't cover the utilities and the internet and the phone stuff. And yeah, I was also buying kerosene too, I remember. When it was needed, yeah. But basically what I'm saying is it was great to have money coming home, even though I wasn't home, because my kids were also at school. So I would probably feel incredibly guilty, you guys, to stay home, be a stay-home wife without a job, with no kids at home. It will be just, I mean, they will point out of you that you're a slacker, you're a loser, you are a lazy butt or whatever, right? So it doesn't make any sense. You have to go to work. Thank goodness I know English, right? Thank goodness I know English. How many of you would feel okay with being lied to so many years about, hey, so we're gonna go back home to my country and save up and leave? The grander plan, right? Right. It's 10, 11 years now. Still here. How many of you are familiar with this show, Everybody Loves Raymond? Yeah, just picture the Japanese version of it, where you basically live next to, it's not even across the street, it's next to your in-laws, and as helpful as they can be, it's like there's no privacy. There's no privacy about anything, like literally. You could be doing whatever and they could show up at your door and just talk to him in your their husband in language you don't understand. That's very at the least I would say rude, but that's just me, that's what I think. And I'm this loser who cares about her opinion, right? Yeah, so at this point I have learned to fully take care of twins by myself because my kids are at school, and when they come home, trust me, they help me a lot. They help me a whole lot more than play around. And when they don't and I need help, I just start screaming for help because I can't do it. How many of you would enjoy, probably some of you in situations where it's impossible otherwise, you would have your husband work like graveyard shifts somewhere or some kind of night job. Yeah, that's what I am doing too. It's not graveyard shifts, but when my kids get home, that's when dear husband leaves. Even before that, actually never home, to be honest. When I think about it, from the morning, he would say to you, how would you enjoy that? You're feeding the 2 babies you have, and you'll be told that I'm gonna go work in his office, and comes around lunchtime, you're still with the babies, you take them for a walk, vent somewhere, hopefully not on the internet like me, wait until the boys come, your kids come home from elementary school around 3, 4, sometimes 5, depends on the grade, and that's when the rush hour is, right? Kids come home, homeworks, I don't oversee that because it's pointless. I don't understand a word. I don't understand anything they're doing. I don't understand their assignments or homeworks. I could probably help with math, which I willingly do. But once I sit around the table with my boys, the babies start like screaming for attention, and they just hate it when mommy's with the boys at the table, the place they cannot reach and see what we're doing, right? I don't oversee that, and recently they are trying to whistle their way out in very funky ways, like they would forget their homework or assignment, they wouldn't understand or see it or whatever. So there are a few accidents recently, before and after now the winter break, where they would goof off in some way, so they get yelled at. I mean, really, they would be getting really good yell at, to the point where I just lose my mind. I'm just like, just shut up. So very healthy relationship, I have to say, with parenting too. Like we're always, just imagine you're always on the same page. They don't even understand the word the same page, because nobody should be thinking the same thing at the same time, and it's just wrong. Everybody's different, right? That's not what being on the same page means. Being on the same page means to have the terms clear for everybody. The guidelines should be clear for everybody. That's what people do in their companies when they have meetings, and when, I don't know, it's just a common sense. Another phrase nobody understands here too. I was just, guys, getting out of the house this morning with my stroller. Look at the stroller. One of the babies is 10 plus kilos, the other one is about probably 8-9. The stroller itself is quite heavy. That thing, I'm grateful for that house. It has a slope down, so if it had stairs, I would probably have to take the stroller out first and then pack up the babies and do all the packing with blankets outside. But luckily I have the slope for disability kind of thing, and then all the fields have, so the tractor can go in down there. This morning somebody wonderful, that's another topic I'll talk about. Somebody decided to park their car with the butt towards the house, so when you start the engine, all the exhaust comes straight into your door, right? That's very, very thoughtful, right? It's also common sense, right? Like everybody should be doing that. It's very healthy. You should just exhaust, you should bombard people's houses with your gasoline, because that's the nice thing to do, right? We're in Japan, everybody's nice. I love to be sarcastic, by the way. I learned that very well here. You gotta be sarcastic, or otherwise you cannot survive. So I had to actually, it was not a small car, you guys, it was a big car. I took a picture of it actually. It was I don't remember the brand, but it was a big silver car. So that's gonna go to my blog on the topic of common sense again, because I've written so many blogs about that already. I just enjoy pouring my emotions down in words because I cannot keep it anymore. So I kind of had to get out of the slope a little bit earlier, so it was a bumpy for the babies, but that's okay. They survived that. It's okay. It's just really heavy though. Hold on, it's a really, really heavy traffic on this road this morning. So many cars passing by. Anyways, that's another thing. Every Saturday my kids used to have this what is it called, community center activities kind of thing, with this NPO taking care of kids and giving them cheap lunch on Saturdays from 10 to 4. So that Saturday, that building that your dear husband probably built because he needs it for his business, and took loans about it for it, and you couldn't help because you're a foreigner, of course. So dear mother-in-law and father-in-law come into place for that, and should be paid off for the next, I don't know, 10-15 years. That's not even a new house, that's just a workplace, right? So that place also decided to host that community NPO blah blah stuff. So my kids are excited. They're so excited because their classmates come from the school, because in the area, the kids, right? No privacy, you guys. No privacy whatsoever. Are you one of those people that, I don't know, because I am, on weekends you just want to be able to relax, which is impossible with twins anyways at the age of 1 for now, but you would like to probably clean up a little bit. But guess what, when friends come, when you sleep till 9 and your friends come at 10, forget about cleaning with mommy, right? And mommy doesn't have the time or the desire even to start with cleaning this whole entire place by herself. Plus meals, like, lunch has to be served too, dinner too, weekends. So yeah, Saturdays they don't, their lunch is included in that place. But yeah, people walking around your grass area, in front of your house, hiding behind your box where the laundry is, people screaming outside when you're trying to put the babies to sleep, so the dog also barks so the babies cannot sleep. I mean, if you're in a big city and you're used to that sound and that noise constantly, yeah, I would take it. We're here in the middle of look nowhere, and there's a huge amount of people just hacking at your place and going there to have fun. And I don't know, cars, you cannot take the stroller out. Seriously, last Saturday or Sunday, was it? It must have been Saturday, but not last, because last time there wasn't, because it was snow and it was the beginning of the new year. So the last time they had it was a nice sunny day. I couldn't take the stroller out, you guys. I had to literally squeeze between cars to get out with my babies to take them for a walk. Very enjoyable, I promise you that. And some of you probably listen and be like, wow, she's really picking up everything out, like the negative only, right? She should be grateful because, maybe the MPO pays the rent, pays to use the building. Yeah, they do pay. Do I see any of that? No. Do I enjoy the noise? No. The only plus I see is my kids play with their friends. That's the only plus I see. And they learn new things. I think they invite different people to talk about different things, like farmers or English classes. Sometimes they have various things, musical instruments, whatever. The educational part, yes. The noise outside till 4. I mean, how much you can keep people in the same place for that long? It's just amazing to me. Okay. As a patrol car. I don't know what they're blabbing about. Let's see. So imagine you're in the situation where you cannot really do much on your own because you don't know the language. Not about getting around with, if you get lost, that much I could take care of myself. But paperwork, hospital visits, school business with the boys, nothing. I mean, you cannot even, for the love of the world, I cannot even understand a doctor talking to me about my diagnosis, about why my back hurts so bad after the C-section for so long. I didn't even understand him. And he was like, speak to me in English, I can speak English. Yeah, right. Yeah, sure. Living in that kind of place for a year, and come and talk to me after that. Make it 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. All your kids born in the place where you don't know anything How many friends I've made here? Let me see. How many friends I've made here? If you don't count my dear friends, girlfriends that I have met because of the same job, because we teach English in various places in different schools. I would probably say Japanese people. I have one friend, and it's because she knows English. And she's not around at the moment, and her son comes to English classes, and I was his teacher in elementary school. So, and she helped me a lot because I had an issue one time when I had to go to the doctor because I was with bangs, and funny story, and had to spray them to stay down, but then my skin got infected underneath, so I had to go to a skin doctor. I mean, I knew what was wrong, but anyways, so she helped me with translating and giving the ointment and blah blah blah, and I stopped doing that, so it was okay after that. But long story short, one friend I could tell of 10 years, one friend. And friend, I mean, we don't really talk. She sometimes comes with her son to our house, and she speaks blah blah with dear husband. So yeah, fun, right? Fun. How would you feel living in a place where the only people you talk to are your kids and not really adults around you? You probably will feel really lonely. Like, it's not really good for your mental health at all. I don't know. Basically, I keep asking you how many of you would, but I don't know how many of you would do that. It's been hard, you guys. I'm not joking. And that's how they see you, is like you're ungrateful and you're stubborn and you're strong personality or whatever, like rude or whatever. Yeah. A little bit of background. I'm a Bulgarian. A nation where for 500 years Muslim people from Turkey were the Ottoman Empire was ruling over the Bulgarians, and they tried to convert the Bulgarians to Muslim. I just saw, how do you call that, like a car where there's a dead person and a family behind them. Anyways, I know in Japan it's not a good it's not a good luck to see that, but who cares. Anyways, people die every day, not only from COVID, by the way. So Muslims were trying to massive massacres everywhere. Like if you were a Bulgarian and they catch you in your village and they ask you to repeat after them, what is it, Allah is God and Muhammad is his prophet. If you don't repeat that, which is kind of like how you get converted, I don't know. I've watched movies. I've watched movies that were made from real stories growing up, and it was not to feed hatred towards Turkey today. Don't get me wrong. Turkey is a wonderful country right now. Their tourism is amazing. Their customer service within hotels is amazing from what I hear from relatives. It's just an amazing place. But back in the day when, barbarian Europe, where everybody was like fighting for kingdoms and lands and power, and anyway, so keep in mind my country existence, 681 or something like that, 861, something like that, a long time ago. So the Bulgarians will be like, no, we're Christian, so we're gonna stay Christian. and they would just behead them or like torture them. I mean, I can tell you all about the tortures, but it's kind of ugly, so I wouldn't. That kind of people I'm coming from, you know, people who don't bow their heads to others. And I think that's why we're so stubborn country right now. We don't really change from communism to democracy in a very smooth way, because people don't like to be told what to do. They can be hard workers, but they like to murmur because they don't like the ways of the politicians. And so I believe if you have good leaders, we'll be doing much, much better right now. But I'm not going into politics right now because it's pointless. I hate politics and politicians in general in every country. It's not I hate them, it's just like, who cares about them? They don't care about the people anyways. So with that said, I'm coming from those kind of people. We don't really bow heads, we don't really like to be told what to do, and here I am being told everything what to do. Like everything is this way, everything is that way. That's how it works in Japan. This is the channels you have to go through, this is the office you have to go through, this is the sign, the papers you have to sign. No, you don't have to sign, you have to have your own stamp. Everything is stamp. Just imagine like in olden times when kings were delivering messages to other kings, and then the deliverer has to give it in the hands of the king with a seal, right? Like wax seal, right? Yeah, this is just as valuable as back then. That stamp. You make a bank account with the post office to get paid from work. You have to use a stamp. You have to sign papers for, I don't know, whatever, stamp. And you have to have your own stamp. It could be your last name, it could be some abbreviation, kind of like kanji, whatever, stamp. It has to be a stamp. So that's with a stamp. Because, you know, I think, I mean, you can have the same last name like millions of Japanese people, but I don't know what's about that. Because, you know, with signing, people also can forge your sign. I know that, but I don't know. But anyways, my point is you're told everything, what to do, how to do it, know why you do it. That's a question you'll never get the answer of. But you start connecting the dots, you know, and you start thinking, oh, that's how they do, why they do that, that's why they do this and that. You have to figure out yourself, otherwise nobody's gonna tell you a thing. Yeah, easy 32 minutes. Sorry guys, but I can feel like my chest feels lighter right now, just because I'm out in nature. The babies are sleeping and I'm just taking it all out, all the negativity, all the pressure, all the lies you live with. It's just, I'm gonna put the baby down so she can sleep nicely. She likes her nosy covered, but I'll just keep it out. This boy is so cute. Okay. There is I mean, I could write a book about it. I've always wanted to write a book, but maybe someday in the future when my kids are all grown up, see how they turn out. You know, I thought all these years I was like really misled very well, but then I understand because I'm a mom too of boys. So, you know, I thought that at least my MIL, you know the abbreviation of MIL, right? Yeah, I thought at least I would have her back. Oh gosh, when I think about it, I would do anything for my firstborn to help him be happy in his life, like including trying to assist his wife who is a foreigner, and you know, suck it up and, you know, be quiet if I don't like something about her or anything. Like, I would do that because I'm a mom too. So in the future I will probably do that too. But one thing I'm not gonna do is like ask my boy to live next to me. Then I don't think so. it depends on the where he ends up and whatever, but yeah, it just, when you start feeling betrayed by everybody, like in their comments about your kids, how people are shocked and surprised how my kids are so misbehaving in their shouldn't practices, and how this and that and how bad they are. I mean, like, haven't you raised how many kids on your own, and are you telling me that your kids were absolutely perfect? And guess what? Dear husband said he was almost perfect. He was a good kid. He never made a mistake, not even once probably. He was the greatest, the dream of anybody's parents. He had the guts to say that too, because, perfect people, they love to be perfect, right? They cannot find mistakes in themselves, and others, they're just all wrong. Yeah. So my kids, poor things, they're really bad, I guess. It's like, I have 3 boys and they're really, really, really bad, I guess. People are shocked and surprised about that. That's, wow. I'm pretty sure my mom would say the same thing, but I'll be like, shut up, Mom. I wasn't any flower in my teenage, if you remember well. Anyways. The point, guys, is I'm getting to the point where it's hard to swallow anymore. It's really hard to swallow. The bitter pill after the next one, and after that another one, and it's just getting to the point where I cannot keep it anymore in my system. It's too toxic and it's too poisonous. So I need out of here desperately. Like, I would get a job anywhere in the world, literally, and settle up with my kids anywhere but here. That's where I am right now. I kept it my mouth quiet. I cried for years in my pillow going to sleep. I prayed and I fasted, and I can't do this anymore. This is not a place that is safe. This is not an environment that is healthy. This is not a family that functions normally. There is nothing normal about this family. And I honestly would give my life for my kids. But I know when they start getting yelled at every morning before school and they go with tears in their eyes, I know there's something very wrong with that. Yes, I yell at them too, at home, especially at nights, because it's just me there with them. But they know at the end of the day, Mommy loves them. I don't know. So I have to find a way. And I think it's fair and square if my parents get the chance to also see their grandkids growing, and interact with them and teach them some Bulgarian and play with other kids and find other new friends and new environment. I think will be refreshing for them as well. I think it will be very good for them. They are kids, they're gonna adjust. And I need to get this over with and be able to take a fresh breath and be in a place where I don't have to worry about what am I gonna say, how am I gonna react, what do I have to do, panic, how I'm gonna end up living and surviving with 5 kids and feeding a family of 7 with $800 a month, plus diapers, plus formula, plus I don't know, like everything the kids need for school. Yeah. It's just too stressful every morning to wake up and start thinking, okay, I have to find some kind of online job or something. I have to be able to get some kind of finances because I cannot handle it here. You're constantly dependent on whatever they throw at you and be grateful for it so that you can survive from month to month. I don't think that's any healthy relationship or life or family or anything. I don't think so. And yes, that's my part of the story. Maybe dear husband has his part of the story. Who cares? I don't want to be part of the story anymore. I don't want to. Sorry guys, 40 minutes. See you later. Talk to you. Bye.